I'm Engle with Donnelly. This is a vision of turning America back to God. We believe this is a very critical video. It's a vision of turning America back to God. And we are literally summoning you, women and their families, to hear this message and respond, because we're in a critical time for the future of this nation. Jenny, thanks for joining us today. I think this is an amazing moment of time. We're going to tell our story, how our lives have intersected and been brought together for this vision that we're talking about.
Yeah, and the people that are watching today, you're going to have insight and vision and clarity around how you are being intersected with the story, because you and I came into an intersect, and the people watching, that's what's happening for them today.
Yes. So what we're doing today is we're going to share the backstory of the vision that we're carrying right now. And then Jenny is going to share her backstory somewhat, and the vision and the understanding of a movement to fight for our children and to fight for our nation. It was actually in 1999. I prayed a defining prayer, Jenny. It was one of those moments. I was reading a book on Nehemiah, the book of Nehemiah, their massive mobilization project. And I prayed a prayer that defined the rest of my life. And it was this: God, how can I turn America back to God? I'll never forget the cry that was released in my soul. And I knew that heaven had heard me. At least for that moment, I knew that God had heard me. And within a couple of weeks, a woman came to me and she said, you don't know who I am, but the Lord told me to pay your salary this year because you're going to start something with the youth of America in prayer that will change the destiny of the nation. And I've said 1,000 times, I didn't know who she was, but I took her money. She paid my salary for 15 years. She's 100 years old, even right now, still alive. And I believe that God has kept her alive for the vision we're talking about right now. She came to me and she said, have you ever thought about putting young people on the mall in DC? Like Promise Keepers put 1 million men. If you understand, there was a gathering in 1997, 1 million men on the mall to pray for America. And so she says to me, have you thought about putting kids on the mall like Promise Keepers put 1 million men? I had prophesied it a year and a half ago. And I said, ma'am, I prophesied it. She said, I'll give you $100,000 to start it. It launched a supernatural movement that literally September 2nd, 23 years ago now, and as it goes on, it's going to be 24 years. Literally 400,000 young people gathered to fast and pray in Washington, D.C. in the rain. They stayed in the rain for 12 hours, didn't eat, and cried to God for America. It launched a movement of the call that over the years we've done stadiums and arenas. And I almost feel, maybe not almost, I feel right now that what we're talking about today is actually maybe a bookend to that gathering, that on the mall in D.C., we're believing that on October 12th, 2024, 1 million women are going to go to the mall in Washington, D.C., and they can turn this nation in an epic moment of history.